Guten Tag and what's up, guys? Before the video begins, I just want to say that a bit of the footage that you see in here was repeated from the BEC entry that I did a couple days ago. So I just thought I'd give you a fair warning. I wanted to make the most of the footage here, but a lot of it that I used was used in the BEC entry video. One more thing I want to point out before the video begins is that throughout the video, I thought it was called the David Taylor Zoo of Emporia. And then, when I was doing the research, I noticed that it's actually called the David Trailer Zoo of Emporia. So, I do apologize for that. That is my bad, or I wasn't paying attention. So, but with that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed the video. Guten Tag, my name is DMAD, and welcome to another episode of Backtrack. So, in the last video, we were in the Sedgwick County Zoo over in Wichita, Kansas, and today we're taking a bit of a side quest. We are at the David Taylor Zoo in Emporia, Kansas, about an hour and a half away. And I'm here for more personal reasons, but I mean, knowing me, you check to see if a place has a zoo. What do you know? They have a zoo, small wildlife park, or some kind of animal attraction. So, we gotta go there. So, yeah, this video will be following my Backtrack entry of the David Taylor Zoo. So we'll be might be a little later updated, but we'll see what they got. It's one of the smaller zoos that's accredited by the AZA, but I mean, I've only been in the zoo like, I don't know, 30 feet in, and I mean, they've got cinereous vultures, a bunch of native waterfowl, and bobcat and all that, and you saw the trumpeter swans, so we'll see what they got, but yeah. So right here we have the zoo's cinereous vultures, or Eurasian black vultures. They are, like, according to their sign, they are severely threatened due to hunting and poisoning, and they live in southern Europe and Asia. I've only seen these guys one other time in, that guy's extending his wings, that's pretty cool. I've only seen these guys one other time in, Pueblo, in the Pueblo Zoo. So they got a pretty cool cage, pretty nice big one. Can imagine they can do some small flights and stuff in it. Very beautiful species in my opinion. I love the browns. I love vultures in general, but yeah. The golden rule of any animal habitat, especially that bird. I'm never sober, and I'm never sober. So it's kind of a humid day. I've been looking around at the bird cages. Some of them might just be inside because it's not warm enough for them yet. But they do have some pretty interesting birds. They've got king vultures. They have a trumpeter hornbill who I'm going to circle back to because I've never seen trumpeter hornbills before. Looks like in there they got some red-footed tortoises. So all in all, this is shaping up to be pretty cool. And of course I'm recording all this prior, or I have to record a bunch of stuff because I need to do 2 videos out of today. The BEC watch entry and BEC track. Oh, there's the bald eagles all the way up there. What you just heard there were the black and white rough lemurs. They are I think one of the loudest lemurs. They don't have much variety in vocalization like a ringtail does, but they're still really cool. And I think icons of Madagascar conservation. Focus. Ah! So for those of you who don't know, I actually really like raccoons. I used to go down to scout camp, and I had kind of a mixed history with them, as they would sneak into my tent and take my food and stuff, and I would also see them, like I saw a mom running with her babies once at night and heard a bunch of fighting, and caught one stealing my tent mate's food box. He didn't get into it, but it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I really like raccoons, so it's always fun to see whether they're domestic, rescued pets, or anything or not domestic, like rescues from the wild, rescued pets. It's just always interesting to see them in zoos, even if they're sleeping. One thing I've noticed with the David Taylor Zoo is that a lot of their cages remind me of those in the Topeka Zoo. Like, they're small, but they still give the animal everything they need. And a lot of this has made me kind of reconsider some things. So, just about how, like, demanding animal habitats are. Like, we expect these huge, big habitats. It's kind of made me reevaluate that maybe they don't always have to be real big. I mean, I always think bigger is better, but I'm just saying they don't always have to be, like, real big. Also, I just want to say I really like this lagoon, or this lake setting. So this area kind of here, it's a bit of a road, has the larger animals that they have in the park. So right there you can see some llamas just hanging out in the tall grass. I know they have some peacocks walking around. So it's kind of interesting that they devote like this large area to more larger herbivores. So this is kind of interesting. Along here they just have a converted like street. Like, see, you even have the sidewalk and it's just a street that they converted into just about 3 or 4 paddocks or 3 or 4 pens for larger hoofstock. They've got mule deer, llamas, and you see probably the biggest animal. You can hear the peafowl that they got roaming around. But you got probably the biggest animal in the zoo, the bison, in here. They got the biggest habitat, but I mean, that's, you know, gotta accommodate them. But all in all, I think that the David Taylor Zoo actually does accommodate. I just think it's really cool that they're able to fit all this. Like, I think it's pretty cool seeing all the birds. I mean, they've got they've got a couple lemurs, birds, just some animals I've never seen before, so it's cool they can just kind of fit it right here in Emporia. It also helps that it's not too far off of I-35, so I mean, I think it makes kind of a good layover zoo, because, you know, if you're not like a devout zoo fan like me, who would probably circle the zoo several times, and you're just like on a trip, I think it makes kind of a good layover, you know, especially since it's also free. Like, there's no admission fee. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's a nice little zoo. Another thing that I wanted to point out that I really like about the zoo, that I kind of touched on during the BEC Watch entry, was that I really admire their diverse collection of birds. From the native waterfowl birds like the ducks and geese, to the swans, to owls, and then to many exotic birds like the trumpeter hornbill, the nene, which I had never seen any of them prior to this, to even the cinereous vulture, who probably has the largest habitat and receives the most amount of conservation work from the zoo. I might follow up on this concept in a later video, but I just wanted to further shout out how cool the collection of birds at the David Taylor Zoo was. One thing I want to say I really like about the David Taylor Zoo is that they have so many plants. Has this thing been on? Oh. They got so many plants around the zoo that really, I think, kind of bring the whole zoo together as far as looks. I'm looking at this one lemur right here. The way his eye, like the markings, the black markings around his eyes, he just looks off. And with that, I think we're done here. All in all, I think that the David Taylor Zoo of Emporia is really good. It's a nice little side quest, or a little short little trip. If you're ever passing through or in Emporia, I think it would probably take maybe less than an hour. Maybe like an hour if you're just going through it. I'm not sure, but it still was a really good zoo. So, yeah. But if you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing to the channel, as well as following us on our other platforms. The LinkTree will be in the description below. And share this video out to anyone who loves little zoos or animals and zoos in general. Thank you all for watching, and remember, always be prepared, do good daily, and love nature. For your life is a canvas, and you have the brush. Auf Wiedersehen!